Oncehuman's Way of Winter introduces armour perks that can be changed depending on what type of hide you use. Now we're a few days into the live servers and Ember Strand is on the horizon. A lot of people have been asking where to find the coastal bay crocodile skins for maximum heat resistance, and also where are the rest of the legendary hides. I've compiled locations for all animals that yield hides and conducted the science for the special variations. Also, for the animal taming enthusiasts, I found an old friend. Shout out to community member Lupine, who has been diligently sharing my Way of Winter survival reference with all of the hide's attributes. They asked me if I could make this video, and so here it is as a thank you. Link for that down below, and it'll soon be updated with all of the thermal tower perks and their associated costs. So to not miss that guide video and the update to the sheet, be sure to subscribe. Reindeer, buffalo and rabbits can be found all across the lowland areas, with buffalo favouring Venner Fjord and reindeer onyx tundra, with this temperate area surrounding the Frost North teleport tower being a firm favourite, as it leads to the Cold Crystal secret grotto that I covered in the new resources guide. That route also features boars, seals and polar bears, although for the bears there's a much better spot that I'll cover shortly. In addition to being on that route, the as yet untamable wobbly balls of adorableness can be found on the coastline of Venner Fjord and Onyx Tundra. When it comes to goats for wool, crocodiles, wolves, bears and feathers, you've probably no doubt seen for yourself that Wishland East has a petting zoo and aquarium and is the absolute best location. Alternating sections will give you the best results. I tend to hop from the coffee shop for goat wool, which also happens to have some hidden beets. From there I go across to the bear and wolf pit and then switch to flamingos and crocs in the SeaWorld area. There's also capybara, but they just yield rawhide so can be left alone. As I mentioned, the leopards are in Way of Winter and can be found roaming around just outside Wishland, in this area between the West and East Park. But as with capybara, they only yield rawhide, so if you didn't manage to tame one during Manibus, head over here when you can make the taming items in Phase 2. Now, the legendary or otherwise special variations of hides can come from any of the base animal. If you ask V about some of the new variations, it'll tell you that these are specific genetics in the Way of Winter, and with the slightly misleading translation, I think, says that they can only be obtained from tameable animals. Whereas that is the case, that just means that if you kill an animal that has that genetic trait, you will get that skin. So is it worth hunting them down and taming them up? Personally, I'm quite deep into farming hides and have enough to make armour for myself. But if I were the main gatherer for a hive or wanted to sell the hides, it might be more worth the effort to get your animal pens set up in Phase 2. But as ever, when it comes to this sort of science, it takes a lot of time, and I don't have a crack team of scientists. It is just me. So, if I find or someone presents data-driven evidence to the contrary, I'll update the pinned comment. Have you made a plan for your ideal armour set perks yet? Or will you have different armour sets depending on where you are in the world? Were you completely oblivious to the new hide properties? Let us know below. And for more oncehuman news, tips, tricks and guides, please be sure to subscribe. And until the next one, my fellow mayflies, beware the fridges.